loves, happy Sunday. My voice is kind of like fucked up lately, so I'll try to get this all out. Alright, so we're going to do 5 short ghost stories that will scare the life out of you. Maybe, maybe not. Depends on how sensitive you are. When I think about telling ghost stories, I think about sitting around a campfire, roasting marshmallows, telling spooky tales with a flashlight under my chin before retiring to my tent for the night. Despite the fact that that isn't an activity I've ever really taken part in, it just feels like the perfect way to share a scary story, especially with the sounds of the forest rustling around you and the stars overhead. Well, even if you're not in the forest, telling short ghost stories is a brilliant way to pass the time. So we've rounded up some of the very best ghost stories for adults from around the internet that are sure to give you a fright. Pass the marshmallows. So this first short horror story is called The Puppy in the Basement. Okay? This short ghost story found on Reddit is super creepy. Mommy told me never to go in the basement, but I wanted to see what was making that noise. It kind of sounded like a puppy, and I wanted to see the puppy. So I opened the basement door and I tiptoed down a bit. I didn't see a puppy, and then Mommy yanked me out of the basement and yelled at me. Mommy had never yelled at me before, and it made me really sad, and I cried. Then Mommy told me never to go into the basement again, and she gave me a cookie. That made me feel a little bit better. So I didn't ask her why the boy in the basement was making noises like a puppy or why he had no hands or feet. Okay, that's very creepy. Lots of questions there. What the fuck happened? Alright, the short horror story number 2 is called Nunchucks. Michelle Froelich Young had a strange experience with her 2-year-old daughter, and this was actually submitted for a movie pilot. Or submitted to movie pilot, excuse me. When my daughter was 2, I found her twirling paper towel tubes tied with twine in the air. I asked her what she was doing, and she said she was practicing her nunchucks. I was very confused as she'd have no way of knowing what those were. I asked her what she meant, and she said that Adam had told her how to make them and showed her each night how to use them. She went on to say that Adam told her to practice because she may need to know how to defend herself someday. That's creepy in itself. I almost freaked out, but asked her what Adam looked like. She said he was tall, blonde, and had blue eyes. She said, "Mommy, you know how he looks. You know him. He died of a headache." I had to leave the room. You see, 4 months before she was born, my tall, blonde, blue-eyed martial arts pro friend had died of a brain aneurysm at the age of 27. She has not spoken of him since that day, so I'm not sure if I scared her with my reaction or if she had completed her lessons. Kids say the damnedest things, don't you think? This short horror story, number 3, let's get that right, it's called There's Someone Under the Bed. It's super short, makes you really think though, and it's a little bit creepy. Sometimes the very short ghost stories are the best, and this tale from Reddit via BuzzFeed tells the story of a father putting his young son to bed. I begin tucking him into bed and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's someone on my bed." Fuck. I got goosebumps from that one. Every time I read that one, I get goosebumps because I just picture it in my head and it's fucking creepy. Like the Body Snatchers or some shit. Okay, so this is number 4. of our short horror stories, and it is called The Chair. This short tale starts benignly enough with a friendly-seeming ghost playing with children, but when you learn the origins of the ghost and just why the ghost is moving the object around the room, it quickly gets a lot creepier. Like, a lot fucking creepier. Yeah. This was submitted via Reddit by Scoop Whoop. Okay, story goes. When my sister Betsy and I were kids, our family lived for a while in a charming old farmhouse. We loved exploring its dusty corners and climbing the apple tree in the backyard. But our favorite thing was the ghost. We called her Mother because she seemed so kind and nurturing. Some mornings, Betsy and I would wake up, and on each of our nightstands, we'd find a cup that hadn't been there the night before. Mother had left them there, worried that we'd get thirsty during the night. She just wanted to take care of us. Among the home's original furnishings was an antique wooden chair which we kept against the back wall of the living room. I got goosebumps already. Okay. Whenever we were preoccupied watching TV or playing a game, Mother would inch that chair forward across the room toward us. Sometimes she'd manage to move it all the way to the center of the room. We always felt sad putting it back against the wall. Mother just wanted to be near us. Years later, long after we'd moved out, I found an old newspaper article about the farmhouse's original occupant, a widow. She'd murdered her 2 children by giving them each a cup of poisoned milk before bed. Then she hung herself. The article included a photo of the farmhouse's living room, with a woman's body hanging from a beam, and beneath her, knocked over, was that old wooden chair placed exactly in the center of the room. Did it get colder in here, or is it just me? That one gets me. Okay, and here is our number 5 short horror story for the night. In one of my favorite short ghost stories, a man thinks that he loses his phone and someone is playing a trick on him. Turns out there is someone playing with him, but it's a ghoul rather than a person. This was submitted via Reddit by BuzzFeed. So last night, a friend rushed me out of the house to catch the opening act at a local bar's music night. After a few drinks, I realized my phone wasn't in my pocket. I checked the table where we were sitting at the bar, I checked the bathrooms, and after no luck, I used my friend's phone to call my phone. After 2 rings, someone answered, gave out a low, raspy giggle, and hung up. They didn't answer again. I eventually gave it up as a lost cause, and I headed home. When I got home, I found my phone laying on my nightstand, right where I left it. Chills. So who the fuck was that? I was just answering my phone. You know, raspy, fucking low giggles. Ooh. Okay, so those were the 5 short stories. I just did short stories tonight because I actually am kind of losing my voice. I don't know what's going on with that. But this says super short ghost stories. Finally, something a little different. The Metro wanted to put together something spooky and came up with these 1 or 2 sentence ghost stories that are designed to get you thinking. So here are my favorites. The first one says, "Mommy, the man at the top of the stairs says you should leave." And it shows an angry Asian face. It's fucking freaky. I woke up to hear knocking on glass. At first, I thought it was the window until I heard it come from the mirror again. So, someone's on the other side of them. It's gotta be Candyman. It's Candyman. There's nothing like the laughter of a baby, right? Unless it's 1 a.m. and you're home alone. Fuck. You don't exactly want to hear those sounds when you're all by your lonesome. Sometimes the very best short ghost stories are those that include a sense of creeping dread or that tingling sensation when you're not quite sure where the story is going to go or where it's going to end. Filling in the blanks of a story with your own thoughts from your own experiences is what can make these ambiguous stories even creepier. So where will these stories take you? And I think that's about all I have for tonight. Some of these were true and some of these were not. I don't know which ones were actually true. I didn't go that far into it. Let me know which one was your favorite, and tell me in the comments. Did you get goosebumps from any of them? Did you kind of already know where it was going? Did you think something else was going to happen? Let me know. I actually really like the short ghost stories, especially the ones, you know, where they're just a few sentences. They really fuck with your head. You're just like, holy crap, that was scary. There's actually the shortest ghost story ever consisted of just actually a few words, and it was, the last boy on earth went to his room. That is the scariest short story. I can't remember this very moment who it was written by. I knew this information not long ago, but it kind of slipped my mind. But yeah, that is the shortest scary story. And it is really, it's just, it leaves you with such a like cringe, empty type of feeling, like, he was the last boy on earth and he went to his room. Then what? What did he do? So yeah, let me know in the comments if you liked the stories, which one was your favorite, what you thought about it, just any old thing. So it's Sunday night. I want to wish you all a happy, healthy week ahead of you. I have a super busy week. I have lots of appointments to go to. Things are getting crazy. From January to March, I am busy, busy, busy. But I'm still going to do the scary stories on Sunday because I love them. And you guys seem to love them. And it's actually very relaxing for me. So I'll keep up with those. But anyways, happy Sunday. Have a great week. I love you all. Good night.